Signs you could be the Heyoka Empath, the rarest type of empath, the most powerful type of empath. Now, when you talk about a Heyoka Empath, we can't avoid talking about who an empath is first, because an empath is someone who can feel the emotions of those around them. An empath is sensitive to the vibes and energy of others. So, if you are an empath, you feel the emotions of those close to you. Sometimes this can be very overwhelming, and sometimes you want to hide from others. Sometimes empaths will feel highly sensitive to noise and even smells. So, being an empath is a good thing, but it's also a tough thing. So, if you are an empath, you have to take good care of yourself. Now, when you talk about an empath, there is this special type of empath called the Heyoka Empath, the most powerful type of empath, the rarest empath. Now, the reason why the Heyoka Empath is said to be very powerful, it's because of the wisdom and depth that comes with the Heyoka Empath. The Heyoka Empath comes from the Native American Sioux tribe, and it normally refers to the sacred clown. The Heyoka Empath always works and reacts in the opposite way from others. The role of the Heyoka Empath is to make people see things differently. The role of the Heyoka Empath is to challenge, to make people see things differently and to challenge the norms, the societal norms. They see things, they see the world differently, and they also go against convention. So, in short, Heyoka Empaths are emotional mirrors. They act like a mirror to others. They can reflect people's emotions. They can reflect people's traits. All traits, both positive and negative traits. And they are very wise people. But sometimes they have this streak of childishness about them. And this is what confuses people sometimes. Now, signs you could be this most powerful empath called the Heyoka Empath. You might be a Heyoka Empath and you never know. No. You are a Heyoka Empath if you are an empath. That's the first sign that you are a Heyoka Empath. Are you an empath? For you to be a Heyoka Empath, you must be an empath. Are you sensitive to the emotions and feelings of others? Now, the second sign that you could be a Heyoka Empath, you are a joker. You love joking, cracking jokes, using humor to make people laugh. Sometimes you are in a tough situation, there's a problem, but you still crack jokes at the situation. You want to see the funny side of things. Sometimes your jokes may not be liked by everybody, but you tell it how it is. And you're always truthful about how you feel about people or about someone. So, the Heyoka Empath, they use these humors, they crack jokes, make people laugh to change people's way of thinking. Now, you could be a Heyoka Empath if you react emotionally, if people react emotionally to you. Because you are an emotional mirror, you can reflect people's true personalities and traits back to them. You can make people see the person they are. You can make people see themselves. Use humor to mirror the people's behavior and behave as if they're your own. You can do this indirectly, and sometimes you're not even aware that you're doing it. Now, a Heyoka Empath has this ability to reflect a person's true self. This can be both positive or negative. Some people may find the Heyoka Empath very annoying, very irritating, or overwhelming. So, you are a Heyoka Empath if you are young at heart. You are a Heyoka Empath if you go against the norm. That is, you are unconventional. You are non-conformist. You are seen as a free spirit. You go against the norm. You do what you want to do, regardless of what the people around you expect you to do. When discussing matters, you can discuss any topic without worrying if it's a taboo or uncomfortable topic. And you are very honest in it. You go against the norm. You turn the world upside down. You challenge the status quo. So you make people become like you. You are a Heyoka Empath if you are emotionally unpredictable. You are extremely reactive to others' emotions. You don't hide your emotions. You're very open and honest. You are a Heyoka Empath if you enjoy solitude. Yes, you are a joker. You love cracking jokes. You love making people laugh. But you value your alone time, spending time alone. Because being an empath is hard. When you feel the emotions of others, it can be overwhelming. Now, because of this intensity of being an empath, sometimes you really enjoy solitude. You really enjoy spending time alone. You enjoy relaxing. Sometimes you can spend days not talking to anybody. And this allows you to recharge and to relax. Now, you are a Heyoka Empath if you are very honest with people. Because Heyoka Empaths are very honest. You don't lie to anyone. You are a Heyoka Empath. You're honest with people because you want people to heal. You want people to grow. And you're doing this through honesty. You never lie to them if they ask for your opinion. So when you are honest with people, it means that these people will learn and grow. You are a Heyoka Empath if you care about people. You are a Heyoka Empath if you can sense energy. You can sense heavy negative energy. And this is because the Heyoka Empath is in tune with the universe. You are a Heyoka Empath if you embrace life's ups and downs. You don't shy away from the challenges of this life. You embrace those ups and downs of life. You know, the lemons that life throws at you make lemonade. The Heyoka Empath knows that for a bad thing to exist, there's always a good thing. For a good thing to be there, there must be a bad thing. So, being an Heyoka Empath, you find yourself throwing yourself in every situation. You embrace every feeling and emotion that you have. You're a Heyoka Empath if you display courage. You're very courageous. You're strong and brave in tough times when faced with adversity. You can stand up to a powerful figure. You can speak out against injustice. Heyoka empaths do not shy away from tough situations. They are very resilient. They can cope up with extreme amounts of stress without crumbling. Remember, the Heyoka empath has a sharp sense of humor. They know that hard truth needs to be said in order to get things done. So, Heyoka empaths are not afraid to speak up and call out any injustices they see. So, Heyoka empath is known to be thought provokers. They ask difficult questions, and these questions sometimes can make people angry. Heyoka empath can say things that others are too afraid to say. This means the Heyoka empath can talk and speak out against injustices and related issues. They provoke laughter even in stressful situations. They use humor even in those situations that don't require humor. Sometimes the Heyoka empath will provoke chaos, they'll provoke conflicts to make others get out of their comfort zone. The Heyoka empaths will also read between the lines and be able to understand things, to detect what is missing. They can pick underlying messages and intentions that are not easily noticed or seen by others. So, in short, the Heyoka empath has this ability to tune into deeper levels of understanding. The Heyoka empath acts as a sanctuary and stronghold from the storms of life. They are strong support systems, especially during challenging times to people. They provide comfort to people. They have this ability to create a safe and supportive space for others. The Heyoka empath can sense when someone is lying. They are honest people. Again, the Heyoka empath does not fall victim to peer pressure. They have a strong sense of self and they don't fall to peer pressure. They are aware of their true values. They know what matters to them most, and they refuse to abandon those beliefs in favor of popular opinion. So if you are a Heyoka empath, be happy and proud of yourself. You are a mirror, emotional mirror to others, and that way you can help others to heal and recover from things that are holding them back. You are a Heyoka empath. We know that an empath refers to the ability to understand another person's state of mind and engage with emotional cues and respond to their pains. On the other hand, the Heyokas are the most powerful empaths. They act as a mirror, and satirically they mock the situation to open people's minds to new perspectives. Heyokas, they make light of serious situations, and this allows people to see themselves differently and begin to heal rather than being trapped in a weird mindset. So, if you're talking about Heyokas who alter energy levels, they heal people and they balance energy, what signs will indicate that someone is a Heyoka empath? So, you are a Heyoka empath if you are empathetic. That's the first sign. Empaths are people who are sensitive to the emotions of others. They are people who can feel what others are feeling. So when someone says you are an empath, it means you can feel what others are feeling. One thing, everybody is an empath to a certain level. But empaths generally, they have a strong capacity for that empathetic, for being an empath. They can't control whether they feel other people's emotions or not. They're always doing it. So because of their empathic abilities, empaths make excellent friends, partners, advisors, bosses, teachers, neighbors, even relatives. If you have empathetic relatives, you're lucky. Because empaths, they want others to be as happy as possible. Now, for you to be a Heyoka empath, number one, you are an empathetic person. Number two, you are a Heyoka empath if opposites and mirroring people is an innate part of you. Now, empaths are identified based on social and personality traits, but Heyoka empaths are distinguished by some physical characteristics too. One thing about empathic empathic Heyokas is that they are frequently breech. Most of the Heyoka empaths are left-handed or dyslexic. These characteristics are inverted or they reflect the norm. Now, a Heyoka empath is born head first. And breech births occur when the baby's bottom comes first. All right? So the majority of people are right-handed. But Heyokas are left-handed mostly. Dyslexia is a learning disorder in which the person sees some letters flipped or changed within a word. So Heyokas reflect other people's emotions, causing them to become aware of how they are acting. Heyokas, they mirror images. They mirror people's emotions. So let's be clear about this. Not all left-handed people, or not all breech babies born with bottom first, are Heyokas. So the number 3 sign that you are a Heyoka empath, you prefer to be alone despite your strong social skills. Sometimes it's challenging dealing with how they feel, the Heyoka empaths, being empaths. So they'll frequently isolate themselves. They'll prefer solitude despite their innate gift for sociability. So this alone time helps them become more at ease and in tune with their feelings without interference or influence from how others feel. And that's why Heyokas are frequently isolated. Heyoka empaths instill deep insecurities and problems because what is ignored cannot be cured. So Heyoka empaths, another sign is that they are very honest people. They are frank with people. Heyoka empaths will look someone in the eye and they'll be honest about something. To the Heyoka empath, honesty is the best policy. They want people to be able to heal from emotional issues that are stressing them up, that are stopping their growth. So they will often use humor to mirror the other person's emotions, the other person's negative thoughts and feelings, and to make them change their life. Because for someone to change, they must first change their perspective on the situation. So mirroring helps people see how they behave. The Heyoka empaths are very creative. They push people to change. And again, lastly, the Heyoka empaths, they worry a lot. They are deeply caring people because of their empathetic or their empathic abilities. They want to look after the people around them, even if they use unusual ways. So, Heyokas want to change people's lives. They want people happier. They want people to grow. They put other people's needs first. So they want to help the people around them heal and grow. That is the main mission of a Heyoka empath. They want people around them to heal and to grow. Are you an emotional mirror? Are you a Heyoka empath? First things first, empaths. These are highly sensitive people who can pick up on and feel the emotions, thoughts, and energy of those around them. There are many types of empaths, but we're going to look at the emotional mirror empath. That is the Heyoka empath, the most powerful empath, the rarest empath, the empath who has special powers, who has superpowers. Now, first things first, what is a Heyoka empath? A Heyoka empath is the rarest type of empath in the world. The Heyoka term, the Heyoka name, originates from the Native American Dakota and Lakota languages. So, Heyoka empaths generally, they exhibit certain traits such as they are unusual, eclectic, quirky. And for you to identify a Heyoka empath, you'll realize that they are highly sensitive to the energy of others, and they can easily pick up on the emotions, thoughts, and intentions of those around them. The Heyoka empath, they are often known as emotional mirrors. In short, they act as a mirror for people in their lives. They reflect to others what they are feeling or thinking without judgment. Heyoka empaths can be very creative. They have this unique way of expressing themselves. They can be artists or just live life in an artful way. The Heyoka empaths, they see the bigger picture and they understand how everything will work out well before others catch on. The Heyoka empaths, they follow their own paths and they're not afraid to go against the norm. So these are the most powerful type of empaths. They're the most powerful type of intuitive, the Heyoka empath. Their insight is unparalleled. They have this remarkable emotional and energetic effect on those around them. Now, you could be a Heyoka empath if you detect inauthenticity easily. If you can tell from a mile away, from a long distance away, when someone is lying or pretending to be something they're not, then you could be a Heyoka empath. Because Heyoka empaths can easily detect inauthenticity. They have this sharp, strong sixth sense. So the Heyoka empath will sense when someone is being a fake. They can detect those feelings within themselves. So a Heyoka empath refuses to be boxed, to be put in a box, or to be pigeonholed. They are unusual from others because of this tendency to break out of the mold and take their own path in life. So no matter how much you try to cage a Heyoka empath, it's difficult, it's impossible. You cannot. No matter how much you try to put them in a container, you can't contain the Heyoka empath. Now, you're a Heyoka empath if you have this amazing sense of humor. You're good at cracking jokes, making people laugh. You can distract and lighten the mood somewhere. So the Heyoka Empath uses humor as a form of deeper communication and understanding. They make their friends, their family to laugh while doing what they do best, healing people. Now, you're a Heyoka Empath if you don't like small talk. They hate people who are not genuine, and they will expose them. They become easily bored with those small talks. Now, the Heyoka Empath is highly and exceptionally creative. They can be creative and show it through music, through art, through writing, through crafting. The Heyoka Empath is an advocate for change. They're passionate about changing things, about changing what is norm. And mostly they'll want positive change in society. Now, with the Heyoka Empath, you are easily overstimulated. You are easily overwhelmed by sensory overload and stimulation. You are a Heyoka Empath if you are easily overwhelmed by large crowds, by busy environments, or when you are in a place where there is too much noise. Clearly, this will tell you that you are first of all an empath. You are a Heyoka Empath if you are very good at puzzles and problem solving, because Heyoka Empaths are natural problem solvers. They can see beyond the surface level, and they can draw on the intuition to help them find solutions that others can't see. Heyoka Empaths can be very good at puzzles because they can take pieces together and find their own unique way of putting them together quickly than others. The Heyoka Empath has trouble sleeping because their minds can constantly buzz. So the Heyoka Empath's mind is highly active and constantly processing information. Now, you may be a Heyoka Empath if you notice that others project their emotions onto you. If you see that people are always shifting their emotions onto you as if it's your fault, then you are a Heyoka Empath. People are emotionally invested in you. You are a Heyoka Empath if you seem to have a sixth sense, if you can read between lines. You are a Heyoka Empath if everyone is always asking you for advice. You are a Heyoka Empath if you are not afraid to speak the truth, because we know Heyoka Empaths can be fearless when speaking their truth. Signs that you might be a Heyoka Empath, the most powerful empath. One thing about empaths, they have this ability to sense and absorb the emotions and energies of those around them. An empath has this deep understanding of others' feelings. And with a Heyoka Empath, the most powerful empath, will be looking at the powers they possess. We know all empaths are unique, but the Heyoka Empath possesses a more powerful empathic nature. So, first things first, where did this term Heyoka come from? This term, Heyoka, is from Native American culture. It is a term that describes people who operate in an unconventional way. Heyoka Empaths challenge the societal norms. They disrupt patterns, and they are mirrors. That is, they mirror the energy of the world back onto itself. So, this Heyoka Empath, the sacred clown, the joker, is what we are going to discuss in this video, and we are looking at the signs that you are indeed a Heyoka empath. Number one sign, you have this unconventional sense of humor. Heyoka empaths have a unique sense of humor, and they are always trying to challenge the conventional thinking. Heyoka empaths, they find fun and amusement in the daily lives, and they use jokes, they use humor to provoke your thoughts, to provoke contemplation. Now, Heyoka empaths, they make other people contemplate, they make other people think about life, about themselves deeply, while cracking jokes, while making people laugh, while using humor at the same time. So they use humor to make you think deeply. They may joke, and at the same time as they're joking, they're exposing a hidden truth or something that is unknown. Now, the Heyoka empath's humor is meant to encourage people to question their assumptions and to make them think. It's a wake-up call. The other sign of a Heyoka empath is that they are mirrors. They reflect. Now, Heyoka empath, they act as a mirror. They reflect back your actions, your behaviors, your emotions, your energies. In short, the Heyoka empath reflects back the behaviors and the energies of their surrounding, of the people around them. The other thing with the Heyoka empath, through reflection, through this mirroring, they help people grow by showing them their own shadows, by showing them their own challenges, their own problems, their own unresolved issues, their own insecurities. They expose those hidden issues within the people. They encourage people to change. Now, the other sign of a Heyoka empath, they disrupt patterns. They have this ability, innate ability, to break free from societal expectations. They change the status quo. They follow their own unique path, and they make sure others do the same. Heyoka empaths have this high sense of intuition. They can quickly pick energy from around them. Now, this intuition enables the Heyoka empath to have valuable insights and guidance, and to provide this to those seeking clarity. So, that's why Heyoka empaths are said to be very wise people, and they are very good in problem solving. The other sign of a Heyoka empath is that they are emotional catalysts. They help people to face the emotions, to confront the emotions, to process the emotions. The Heyoka empath have this power to evoke strong emotional responses in others. They are catalyzers for personal growth and change. They trigger deep emotions within people. They create opportunities for healing, for self-reflection, for spiritual development. Heyoka empaths are highly sensitive to energy, and they feel the vibrations of people, places, and situations. Heyoka empaths, they easily detect shifts in energy, and they are affected by the energies around them. They are very sensitive people, and this sensitivity allows the Heyoka to understand the underlying dynamics of a problem or of a situation, and this enables them to provide support, to those in need. A Heyoka empath can easily sense when someone is in problems, when someone is in distress, when someone is going through hard times, when someone is trying to hide their true feelings. The Heyoka empath will be able to know that. They'll be able to sense that. Now, the Heyoka empath have the ability to see beyond linear perspectives. The Heyokas, they have this power of healing. Being the empaths we know, they have the power to heal, and they do that through their jokes, through humor. So, being a Heyoka empath, the most powerful empath, is a gift. It is a responsibility. So if you're a Heyoka empath, you're a blessed person. Because Heyokas are agents of change. This world needs Heyokas to challenge the norms, to make people think, to inspire change. They are highly creative people. They are highly empathetic in nature. What do you know about the Heyoka empath? The Heyoka empath is the rarest type of empath. First things first, what is an empath? We know there are many types of empath, but the Heyoka empath is the most powerful type of empath. An empath is a highly sensitive person who can pick up on the vibrations that people, animals, plants, and the earth give off. Now, when you talk about the Heyoka empath, which is considered the Native American empath, it is the most powerful empath. They act as an emotional mirror. The Heyoka empath reflects the behavior of others while making light of the situation with their hilarious and satirical sense of humor. So, by using humor to the situation, the Heyoka empath facilitates a healing process. The main purpose of a Heyoka empath is they have this emotional reflection role. It can be both positive and negative. So if someone is behaving badly, the Heyoka empath will reflect their emotional reaction. And this way, they are trying to help that person. So this negative emotion that they reflect are not intended to ridicule that person, but they're trying to stop that negative energy. So the Heyoka empath will help someone through that kind of emotional reflection. Now, the Heyoka empath has superpowers, and that's why they're called the most powerful type of empath. So they have these powers that they use for healing. The emotional, one of the powers that we've just discussed in this video is they are emotional mirrors, in that they can intuitively pick up on the energy within someone that they need to be aware of to heal. Then they communicate this by reflecting on the person's behavior, traits, or emotional state. So if the Heyoka empath wants to teach someone to be selfless, they might act selfishly. So if the Heyoka empath needs someone to be humble, they might behave rude or arrogant. Now, another power that the Heyoka empath has is that they are great listeners. You see, when you're having a talk with a Heyoka empath, when you're having a one-on-one conversation with a Heyoka empath, you'll discover that they are great listeners. Now, there's a reason why the Heyoka empath is sometimes referred to as pain eater or two spirits. It is because the Heyoka empaths, they eat the pain of others by simply listening. They are so gifted in listening. Just by listening, they take pain away from you. They eat that pain away from you. Another power that the Heyoka empath has is that they have this intuitive, strong intuition. They have this intuitive gut feeling, and it's never wrong. They sense whether something is okay about someone or not. When something is wrong with their loved ones, they know. A Heyoka empath can sense someone from far away. They don't need to be close to someone to know how that person is feeling. They can sense someone who is not anywhere nearer. The Heyoka empath is also incomparable. They heal people by making them laugh. Remember, they always say that laughter is the best medicine. They make people laugh through cracking jokes, using humor. Now, if you are asking yourself if you are a Heyoka empath, then one sign is that you're already aware of your empath abilities. You're already aware of your Heyoka empath traits. You see, an empath can pick up the feelings of others, but the Heyoka empath can reflect that to the person they are sensing in a way that makes sense to them. A Heyoka empath likes to make people laugh. They are the strongest type of empath. They use this humor to heal any person, to heal any situation. They crack jokes and make people laugh. They use humor to make people laugh. A Heyoka empath is also famous for their inability to fall asleep. They have this challenge with insomnia. And the reason is because of all the vibrations they have picked up during the day. They can sense people from far away. So even if they are alone, they can still sense the energy of their loved ones. With the Heyoka empath, people appreciate their advice. If you are having a talk with a Heyoka empath, you realize that they give the best advice. And that means they'll be bombarded by people's problems, because people always want advice from the Heyoka empath. Again, people are not afraid to be emotional around a Heyoka empath, because the Heyoka empath is the emotional mirror. The Heyoka empath needs emotional reactions from others. So Heyoka empaths, they use humor to heal. They make people laugh, and as they're laughing, they're healing them. Laughter is medicine. They use jokes, they use humor to lift the mood of people who are down. They use jokes and humor to disrupt the negative energy in people. The Heyoka empath is against the status quo. They are sometimes very unpredictable. They behave in a manner that is least expected. So they are unpredictable free spirits. Again, the Heyoka empath is a great judge of character. They understand people very fast after they've just met them. And the way the perception of someone is rarely wrong. A Heyoka empath can predict what someone will say. You see, if they're having a conversation with someone, or they're going to have a conversation with someone, sometimes they can predict what that person will say. The Heyoka Empath always seems to have a response to everything. Again, a Heyoka Empath is highly creative, and they are problem solvers. And this is because they're also great listeners, and they offer the best advice. They have great problem solving skills because they can sense problem in someone or in a situation, and they can also see the way out because they're not clouded by their emotions. So because of this creative mind, they are very good in resolving problems and conflicts. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you. God bless you.